Holy crap, I just seen something that changed my entire fucking world. I thought that I knew shit. I didn't know shit about life. I didn't know shit about fuck until I seen this thing. I just watched all like 9,000 episodes, like 13 seasons of a show called Supernatural. I had never fucking seen it before. But I started watching it, and within like a couple months, I had watched, all of it. And it's like a lot. It's like fucking it's more episodes, more minutes of programming than was ever conceived by man. It was like when Frieza says that he's gonna blow up the planet in 5 minutes, but then it took like 900 episodes after that. Like this show, there's more episodes of this show than there is episodes of Frieza blowing up the planet. But you'll watch it all in a couple of months because it's so goddamn good. You get so sucked into it. It's like one of the best shows I've ever fucking seen. I can't believe I never watched it before. I can't believe no one told me. Why didn't anyone tell me? Why didn't the world let me know that I was so hopelessly ignorant to something so important? Oh, it's this... Anyways, well, how do I start this? The basic gist of it is that it's this spooky show about... it's more spooky in the beginning. The show is very different near the later seasons than it was in the beginning seasons. There's a very clear metamorphosis or evolution. Like, it starts off and it's all scary and dark and stuff, and it's these two brothers, Sam and Dean. They got this cool car, and they hunt scary monsters. Like, they hunt, like, urban legends and stuff. And so the first couple of seasons are just, like, it's really dark, it's really scary and spooky. There's, like, really gross special effects. The show really grabbed me in one of the early episodes was about, like, a skin changer. Like, the whole scene where he's changing... It's like it looks really painful and gross how he's changing into a different person. He's becoming another person, like Pistachio Disguisey, my hero. And it shows it as like a really gruesome, painful process. And that was the point of the show where I really went, oh my god, this show's fucking awesome. I didn't expect that. Like, I think it's like a CW show. Like, you don't expect a CW show to be good. You expect it to be like teeny bopper crap. And this show did start out, they're in their 20s, they're young guys, but by the time it's fucking season 13, they're like grown-ass men. And, unfortunately, the scary aspects kind of fall to the wayside as the series goes on. Like how I said, the Skinwalker changing, it looked really grotesque and painful and horrifying at first. In the later seasons, when you see a Skinwalker, it just kind of happens like that. They just change, and it's like, what happened to the big scary part, The show definitely gets a lot less horror-oriented in the later seasons, and like, it stops being about, like, monsters of the week and urban legends so much as it kind of gets, like, way deep into, like, Christian mythology and lore, and it starts being all about, like, God and Lucifer and angels and shit, and it kind of stays sort of... It changes when they get a home base, because the first few seasons is just they're always on the road, always coming into another town like Clint Eastwood and, saving the day and then getting the fuck out of there, ratting off into the sunset. But eventually the show evolves and they pick up new characters and they make new friends, and eventually they get like a home base. And once they get a home base, the show really turns into like a different kind of show where it's less on the road and it's more like overarching story oriented. Not to say that it's worse. The show stays pretty consistently great throughout. I think like there were some parts in the main arc of what the show started out as sort of ends at season 5. That's where they had planned to end it. And so then after that, there's kind of a lull, and it kind of... For a while, the next couple seasons were kind of losing my interest a little bit. Not totally losing my interest. It was still good, but it was like not as... didn't seem as like important. I don't know. But then by the time it got to like season 10, it got really good again. And so like it's like it became a totally different show, and there were some growing pains in the middle, but it's just as good now in its own way as it was back then. It's just a fucking fantastic show, and it's just like it's not just that it's cool that they fight monsters and angels and demons and shit. Like, that's the gimmick of the show. That's what it's all about. But really, it's all about, like, family and friendship, and, like, it's all these great characters that you meet, and they all, like, become... And it's like this character study of the two main characters, Sam and Dean, who are just, like, endlessly fascinating and complex characters. Especially Dean. I mean, Sam's pretty cool. Sam's a good guy. He's a cool guy. You know, he's got his stuff going on. But make no mistake, the show is about Dean. Dean is the main character. It says that the main characters are Sam and Dean. I don't know. Sam's the second main character, but this, like, what makes this show great, really great, is Dean. What a fucking character. What a great, just endlessly fascinating character study of this complex guy. And, like, as the series goes on, you see more and more layers of this character as he, like, grows, and, like, you learn more about it. Like, he's this guy who's, like, the most badass dude ever. Like, he can kill anyone in a fight. He can take on, like, 50 werewolves at once. He's the toughest, coolest fucking guy ever. He can get any woman. He can kill any monster. But, like, he's also this really damaged, insecure, lonely fucking little boy. He's a little puppy dog boy. He's like a case of Arrested Development in a lot of ways, where, like, by the end of the series, he's like getting up to his 40s. But he's still a little puppy dog boy. You know, he lost his mother when he was a kid, and his dad was fucking crazy, going around teaching him to be a monster hunter, was never there, so he has all these, like, abandonment issues, and his dad dies, and all he has is his brother, and he's just, like, totally messed up because he never got a chance at a normal life, and, like, but he's, like, really funny and charismatic and cool and, like, super confident and super tough. So, like, you know, he's a badass, but, like, he's also, like, there's this whole other side to him where, like, you just fucking want to hug him. You know, there's this part later on in the series, and this is kind of a spoiler, but I don't fucking give a shit. You know, the whole series is predicated on the fact that their mom died when they were little kids. But there's this part later on in the series where the mom, like, comes back to life, and so, like, he sees his mom again, and then, so, like, so at first it's like, oh, fucking awesome, our mommy's back from the dead, she's back from the grave, so we're, like, a family again. But, you know, the mom has to, like, acclimate because she's been dead for, like, fucking 30 years or some shit. So, you know, the world is, like, weird and scary to her. Her little boys are, like, grown-ass men now, so she, like, can't handle it at first, and she's got to get the fuck out of there and, like, go find herself. So she says, I'm sorry, boyo, but I gotta get the fuck... She doesn't say boyo. She's not Irish. There is an Irish lady on the show. There's, you know, there's a whole cast of really great characters. They're very entertaining. There's fucking witches and demons and all that shit. Angels is fucking... One of the guys is Castiel. He's, like, an angel. He becomes their best friend. He's, like, really cool. Anyways... But, like, the mommy, she comes back from the dead, but, like, she can't handle it. She's got to go away for a little while. And, like, Dean is, like, really upset, and he's, like, he gets this look on his face. And it's this, like, this kind of, like, really amazing scene. The guy is a fucking fantastic actor who plays him. It's unbelievable that I haven't seen this guy in more shit. I guess because he's just been doing Supernatural for fucking 15 years. But, like, he's, like, unbelievably good at crafting or portraying the layers to this character. But, like, she leaves, and he's, like, he feels, like, really hurt and betrayed by her, like, after, like, missing her his entire life, and she comes back and she leaves, and he gets this look on his face, and, like, you can see on his face that, like, behind all the bravado and all of the toughness and all the charisma, he's just, like, this scared little boy who just wants his mommy. It's, like, really sad. And again, the whole fucking show is great. It's fucking superbly written. It's funny. It's action-packed. It's really scary at times. The heroes are great. The villains are great. All the characters are fucking endlessly entertaining. you know, it's all these, like, angels. These, like, fucking Lucifer is a central character for a long time, like the fucking devil. The guy who plays the devil is fucking great, you know? There's this demon There's this demon Crowley who's, like, evil, but he sort of becomes kind of their friend in a weird way. So every fucking part of the show is great. But where it really shines, and I think the thing that really elevates it from just a great show to like a fucking masterpiece, is Dean. It's the portrayal of this amazing character. This incredibly three-dimensional fucking guy who you just watch him go through all this shit for like years and years, and you can like see how it's weighing down on him and how he changes over the course of the series. Fucking, it's just beautiful. It's like great. He's like one of the, like, I don't know why he's not been talked about. I don't know why he's not been talked about in the same breath as great characters like fucking Walter White or something. Like, he's just as complex. He's just as fascinating. And there's like even there's almost even more to him than a character like Walter White, because he's got all these years of continuity and this narrative behind him now. He's just like one of the most interesting, relatable, enjoyable characters to watch and get to know that I've ever seen in a show. And it deserves to be fucking talked about, gosh dang darn it. It's fucking great. It's like the best show. Like, no one told me. No one ever sat me down. You know, my father never sat me down and said, son, let me tell you about a show called Supernatural. No one explained it to me that this show was good, let alone great, let alone a fucking masterpiece. This show is important. And everybody should know about it, and everybody should talk about it. It seems like nobody fucking cares about it. Everyone, like, writes it off as a show that has, like, that's been on too long and has too many seasons, so nobody wants to give it a chance. I mean, that was me. I had always, like, sort of, kind of heard of it. Not really, but, like, sort of, and, like, you know, just barely. And I'd always been like, oh, I don't want to watch that fucking shit. It's like some CW show with, like, 15 fucking seasons. Who has time for that shit? Who wants to get invested in a show that's got, like, 300 episodes that are all like 40 minutes long? Who wants to fucking... It's like a daunting task to even sit down on watching a show like that. So I think that's probably why at this point a lot of people skip it. That's why I skipped it for so long. But you know, I just happened to fucking start watching it, and I'm so glad I did. It's like the best show I've ever fucking seen. It's like, holy crap, look at that, man. And that's it. Everybody fucking look at it. Look at it! Look at it, goddammit, watch it! You piece of shit! I apologize for calling you a piece of shit, but you should see it. You should watch the show. And then at the end of every season, they play the same fucking song, and it's fucking carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more. We are Best Bros, Scary Sheet Goes, work on the car, you know who we are. We are the brothers, we love each other, riding a bike, always on the run, having the most fun, that's what we like. Also, there's Cass, fall in the grass, burgers and beer and my bro. But that was no confusion. Something, I'm a rooster illusion. You won't believe the shit that I've seen, but I'm living the dream. Everybody knows that I am a cool guy, but don't talk to me because I am too shy. If you bother me, I'll be sad. By the way, I'm your dad. Carry out my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more. Don't cry, son. Don't do it.
Pudding!
All right, come on, you two.